People bring their own baggage to whatever they see. And what they see is what they want to see, what they believe in. I'm a witness, but the paintings and the drawings can maybe make other people say, there shouldn't be this. There shouldn't be this again. I really found my medium, and the medium was photography.
I was always fascinated by the work of Joel Peter Witkin. Difficult for me, some of it. It's very controversial. And then to discover that he had a twin brother who's a painter was also extraordinary. I had no idea. I knew the work of Jerome Witkin much less, but I had no idea they had a relationship, which was in a way a little crazy because Witkin isn't so common a last name. But I didn't put the two together. And when I first put the two together, it opened up this kind of perspective for me of curiosity, in relation to who were they, that these two brothers, and then discovering they were identical twins, would make work which was on one hand very, very different, but on the other hand went back to similar roots in terms of Western art in what guided them with their ideas.
I had the chance to watch your documentary about the Martinides, and I think that your work gives us to the audience two different gifts. For the first side, we have very well-cared cinematographic work, but by the other side we have all this work behind the artist. So we know these characters that we didn't know before your work. So I would like to know about the journey with these brothers among the different cities, including Mexico City, of course, and all the production of the pictures and the paintings of Jerome and your.
I love that you say that. I love it, because I hope that my films exist on different levels. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. People say to me, oh, you make films about photography. And I say, no, I don't. I make films with photography, but about other subjects. So really the story of Martinides, yes, of course, it's a film about his work, his vision. He's an extraordinary photographer, but it's really a film about voyeurism. It's a film about the fragility of life. With the Witkins, it's obviously more than just a film about a photographer, because it's about the relationship between painting, if you like, and photography. But again, it's much more than that. It's also about the fragility of life. It's about two older men in the autumn of their lives, reflecting back on the story of their lives, what they shared in common, what's different, the dysfunction in their relationship, at the same time, the same roots, the same ideas that sent them off in these vastly different directions. You know, they had no father around, but they have this Jewish history, which is very Talmudic, that goes through, which absolutely, you look at them, you hear the way they question. They are so Jewish. At the same time, they're also incredibly Italian in the way they grew up with this mother, with Catholicism, with these very intense images. We went, when we were filming, it's not in the end film, but we went to the church that they grew up in, where they had their first communion, with all these sculptures of Christs and saints, you know, with nails and bleeding. And you absolutely look at these three-dimensional pieces in the churches, in their church in Brooklyn, and you know, well, I know where Joel got his ideas from. I mean, he gets them from that history. So for me, the film with them is really about this whole whole world, that artists aren't just their art, that actually the narrative of their humanity, their personalities, their histories, their family is what shapes them. And then there's the art. But you cannot separate the two. They're absolutely integral.